Today we're going to make this. This is a spinning robot, and yeah, it's pretty simple and it's for children. We'll do this, and then yeah, and it should be able to spin. Yep. The materials we will need in order to make the WiggleBot is one of the DC motors. We need a battery pack. We also need 3 popsicle sticks. This should be around the same size. We also need 2 AA batteries. Oops. We also need a clothespin, scotch tape, a cup, and masking tape. Now the optional is the scissors and the printout. This will most likely be replaced with googly eyes about 1 to 2 inches. So that is all of our materials in order to make the WiggleBot. We're going to make the legs. So remember, the legs have to be the same height, otherwise the WiggleBot will fall over, and we don't want that to happen. And they could be like all the way in, although that's really short, or they could be like any depth in, as long as they're the same height in the end. And when they're the same height, you want to double check by like laying it and making sure like it's around parallel to the floor. So you're going to need to get masking tape, which I already screwed this up again. I'm going to take this out. You're going to get the popsicle sticks, pretty self-explanatory. Put it on, and just put it at a certain depth you want. So that's what I chose. I think that's around the same size as the other one. I'm going to do the same thing for all 3 sides. So what I did was measure on there. And then you want to make sure it's also like around 3 ways. So it's like cut it into a third. See if it's around center. See how this is a little bit taller, you want to keep moving it. So this is probably just going to be the hardest part for them. See, like, it gets difficult, so you have to like be very cautious. There, okay, should be good. Alright, that's good enough. And you want to do it to the last leg. So same thing, put it on, make sure it's generally in the same spot. So you see we're going to like split it into 3s so it fits there. Alright, so not done yet. See how it bends one way? I feel like this is too tall, so you want to keep checking, making sure it's okay. You want to make sure it's even. To the general best ability they want, because like if you have like a strong motor, yeah, see that's exact. I mean, this one has to be lower. Okay, it's too tall now. Alright, that's good. That's good. But I'm gonna move this more to this way, because you see it's not in 3s. That was my mistake while putting it in. Alright, that's good. So this is the legs, and that's the first part. I'm going to quickly explain how the battery pack and the generator work. So if you didn't already know, red is the positive, and this is ground. So this one puts in current, and this takes in the excess current after it's done. So you just put the batteries in. Yep. And you can put the lid on. If I am not dumb. There. That was actually difficult. Okay. And these won't actually electrocute you. So as long as they're not like eating it, so make sure they're not eating the wire. So I'm gonna turn it on, and I'm not getting electrocuted. That's pretty obvious. Okay. So the way you're going to do it is take one of the DC batteries, DC motors, and just put it in and see if it works. And you want to make sure these are bent out a little bit. You could bend these, just don't break it. So you do that, and then you want to bend it around so it looks carefully. See how I'm bending it in? So now it looks like, so it like hooks onto it. It's okay if it's the wrong side too, don't worry. You could always unhook it really easily. And you just put this one in again. See, do that. You just bend it over. And the child should not get cut because these are actually really dull. And then to check if you did that right, which I did do it right. So this is what it's gonna look like, except not as extreme. Okay. And that's the motor, and that's how you're going to assemble it. So you're just gonna like sort of teach the kid about it. This is ground. See how easily that unhooks? You can hook it back in. And this is the one that gives power. So that's how you can sort of teach them about the engineering of it. And now we're going on to the next part, which is putting the motor on to the cup. Now we're going to put the face on, which looks actually really nice. Kind of like this one. So we only really need Scotch tape, and if we're gonna have googly eyes, we'll use glue. But right now we only have a smiley face because we're still getting this googly eyes. So I'm only gonna use 2. This should be simple. I got this online. You can get it from Google. I do have them though. And there's your face. We're going to now assemble the battery pack and the generator onto the top of this, which I find is difficult, but not as difficult as this. So you want to wrap it around the top. So we're going to get masking tape here. And you want it to actually go over it. Now a little tip, don't put this over the face, like that. Just put it on. Make sure it's secure enough, because it's gonna spin, so you wanna do that and see if it works. So yeah, that was okay, and you wanna get another one, just in case. And then put it here too, so it doesn't fall off. All right. Now we're going to put on the DC motor, which you could put here. If you're gonna put it here, you're gonna want to move that a little bit, but in my preference, I like to put it at the back here so they can barely see it. And we're going to have to split the masking tape in half so get like a small chunk and try to rip it in half. And just put it on like that. Make sure it's like hovering a little bit over, kind of like that. Probably has to be longer, so probably just take the 2 and put it like that. Going to attach it. So if you see, like that wrapped around pretty neat, evenly. This also did pretty well. And to reinforce it, just in case, I'm pretty sure it's not too strong. So you're gonna just put a little bit of it, Scotch tape so it can hold it down firmly. You don't want it to fall off, that's why. It's very important it doesn't fall off. All right, after that, just hook it on. So remember, this is the one that gives electricity, and this is ground where it sucks the excess. and completes the circuit. Whoops. It's gonna be a little bit unbalanced there. So put it in. Hook it. So now it won't really come off easily. Do the same thing, other side. Put it in. Wow, I cannot see it. Okay. Bad. Okay. Oh, that's why. 'Cause this thing's like weird. Yeah, it's teethed. I don't know. Okay. And after you get it in, you hook it. That was difficult. Alright, so now you put it on. You're almost done with the WiggleBot, and I just want to add one more thing. If your legs are too wiggly, like moving this way, then just like add extra scotch tape, and then it'll be more secure. And now we're going to have to add the clothespin, because that's what actually will make the WiggleBot move, otherwise it would just be this. So we're going to put it on here. You want to put it, I think the ideal spot would be here, where you see it's a little marked, right there. It's a little bit marked, it's between here, these two. So all you have to do is clip it on there. And that should be good. It will not come off, even though it's spinning. So depending on the color of the motor, it will vary in strength. Like this one is the weakest, this is medium, and that's the strongest. And then all you do is turn it on and it wiggles.